Today, about the redemption plentiful with Jesus. Stanisław Barszczak, Unprecedented Return. Even though I have said yes to God's call all my life, I realize that I am not okay before God. And even if we all claim together that we are okay with regard to our salvation, because the case thus presented turns out to be untrue. And just for this one thought, I give 100-fold thanks to the Lord from heaven that He has made me worthy to be called a Christian and to belong to the community of the Catholic Church with its capital in Rome. I am personally the heir to this great and glorious tradition, whose advocate was once also Father Alfonso Maria de Liguori, born September 27, 1696 in Marianella, near Naples, died August 1st, 1787 in Pagani, near Naples, the founder of the Father Redemptorist, patron of our difficult years, son of the Neapolitan aristocrat Joseph and Anna, the eldest of 8 siblings. He was extremely gifted in literature, painting, architecture, and music. His carols are still popular in Italy today. In 1754, he composed the most popular Italian carol, Tu scendi dalle stelle, You descended from distant stars, which Giuseppe Verdi said that without it, Christmas would not be a souvenir of Christmas. At the age of 16, he obtained a double doctorate in secular and ecclesiastical law. He became a respected lawyer. As a result of a plotting intrigue, he lost the court case. He entered the seminary and became a priest at the age of 13. He decided to devote himself to God and people, working in the poorest part of Naples and the town of Scala. Alfonso was shocked not only by the material poverty, but also by the spiritual poverty of the people living there. In the area near the Vatican, people did not know how to pray and knew nothing about God. He became famous then as a preacher who explained the truths of faith in a simple and accessible way and spoke about God, gathering crowds of believers. In Naples, he founded the first youth ministry. When working with young people, he used modern methods. He composed songs, played the guitar, seeing the enormous human poverty and the prevailing religious ignorance. He founded the Redemptorist congregation in 1732, a community sent to the most abandoned and poor. The merits related to this activity meant that in 1762 he was ordained a bishop by Pope Clement XIII, becoming the ordinary of a diocese of Sant'Agata de' Goti. To ask for a blessing in the episcopal ministry, he went on the first journey in his life, a pilgrimage to Loreto. With youthful enthusiasm, despite his 66 years, he began working in the diocese. With his modesty, beautiful sermons, and concern for the poor, he captivated crowds of people and attracted new believers to the church. During the famine in Italy, he sold his dishes and utensils, buying bread for the poor. Destroyed by years of living in an unhealthy climate and years of severe mortification, he restricted his food, wore a hair shirt, several scapulars. Two of them he mentions by name, the Carmelite scapular and the scapular of the Immaculate Conception of a Blessed Virgin Mary. He resigned from the leadership of a diocese and renounced the episcopal dignity, so that the next 13 years of great physical and spiritual suffering, which he endured with humility and submission to God's will. He died on August 1, 1787 in Pagani, near Naples, surrounded by several of his religious brothers, Redemptorists. It is a picture of a man who has crossed over the other side of life. Life is short, he used to say. He wrote confidently about the uncertainty of the hour of death, as well as about the feelings of the dying person who during his life did not think about death, much about death, nor about the means of preparing for death. He emphasized the peace of the dying righteous. Earthly life is a journey to eternity. Hence, he wrote about the measure of sins. Everything ends with death, he firmly believed. Unhappy is the life of sinners, and unhappy is the life of those who love God. Driven by a pastoral desire to help others in achieving salvation, he passionately argued that even at the last moment of a person can still convert, although it is not easy and requires certain conditions to be met. The Saint of Scala, close Salerno, wrote, among others, "For a lie is always a sin, even if it is told only as a joke, or to help another without harming anyone. Even then, it is forbidden if a man can free himself from death by lying. If ever the Pope, as a private person, were to fall into heresy, he would immediately lose his office. Let us examine what true wisdom consists in, and we will see on the first point that sinners are really stupid, and on the second point that saints are really wise. God does not listen to the pleas of the proud." And you may hear his songs. "You are coming down from the stars" by Saint Alfonso Maria de Liguori. Happy New Year!